So what is the commonly most asked question that Obi gets every single day he looks at his comment section? Is it perhaps, where's Brandon? Yes, so that is the most commonly asked question on my channel. I get it daily, sometimes 100 times per day, and I don't think that's ever gonna stop. But what about the second question? Which one is that? Yeah, it's basically like, what microphone do you use? What is your headphone? What does your keyboard look like? How do you survive, Obi? What's happening in your office? So today, if you all allow me, I'll do an office tour. I'll show you guys all my equipment, my keyboard, my microphone, my headset, all the knickknacks on my desk, my monitors. I'll even show you guys what programs I use to record videos, edit, and thumbnail. But before we get into that, do me one solid favor real quick. Ask me some questions down below, because after this video, next weekend, I would like to do a Q&A. So ask me a question. You can ask me literally anything you want. If it's inappropriate, I'll just skip it. Okay, but you can ask, you could try. So allow me to get the technical stuff out of the way on how I edit and record videos and thumbnail, and then we'll move on to the full room tour. So I use the same program as every other YouTuber in the world does. It's called OBS. It's very simple to set up. I'm not gonna go over it. There's millions of tutorials on Google, just YouTube, how to set up OBS, and you'll find something that works for you. I'm positive on it. But the beauty of using OBS for me specifically is, well, I can put my camera side by side my desktop or my game if I'm recording the game. So it's very easy to crop my face in for my second channel. But most importantly, and this is something I see a lot of y'all do. That's right. When you say, OB, I've uploaded a video, I do watch your video. Okay. I might not always comment, but I always drop a like and I do watch it. And something I notice quite often is y'all ain't separating your gameplay audio from your microphone audio. And then if you're in Discord, you can also separate that audio too. So this is DaVinci Resolve. This is where I edit all my videos in. And right now what you're seeing is repo. Yeah, it looks a little jacked up, but this is why OBS is so powerful. You see how I record videos is I put the gameplay on the left and my face cam on the right, like I showed earlier in OBS. And then you can do full gameplay if you want, right? Just by sliding it over, or full face cam, just by sliding it the other way. Normally what I do is just duplicate my track. Now I have two tracks that have my game and my face on it. And all I have to do is move the bottom track over to the right, and then I can move my top one down and then crop it. I have these all saved for presets. I'm just showing you guys like super fast, but and then boom, it's done. Okay, I did it. If they were all on one video track, right? If my face was like permanently attached to the video, I couldn't do things like just zoom in my face or just zoom in the gameplay. They would be combined into one. So it's very important to separate your face cam from your gameplay. And the same goes for down here, the green, orange, and blue audio tracks here. The top one is my voice. The bottom one is gonna be the game's sound. And then the third one will be Discord. This is repo, so we use the in-game voice, so we don't even need this track. It's trash, get rid of it. But yeah, DaVinci Resolve, it's a great editing program. It does take a little bit to get used to. Again, there's like thousands of tutorials online, and once you get the hang of it, you can go pretty fast. There's a free version and one that's like $300. I'm using the paid version because I use this thing every single day. Totally worth it if you're using it every single day. But the free version works just as good. It's honestly, it's amazing. And then we have Photoshop, where I do a combination of in-game screenshots and Blender models usually. For this picture of the big bad wolf here, all I did was pose him in Gary's mod. I hit print screen or F12, and I took a screenshot of the game, and then I threw him into Photoshop, and then very meticulously using my pen tool, I just went around his entire body. I'm not doing it very good right now because I don't care right now, but you see what I'm saying? You just go around his entire body until you get the whole thing selected. And then once you do get him selected, well, he's already here, but you can just copy and paste. And that takes him out of the game and on his own layer. This has kind of been one of my favorite styles of thumbnails to do, the Blender ones. And I do like myself in the closet, or in this case, me and Komodo in the closet. And then for the big bad wolf, I just do a quick color overlay. And then I lower his opacity so it looks like a shadow. And oh my goodness, he's out there. He's gonna get me. And this is what it looks like in Blender. A little bit messy, I'll give you that. There's a lot of little things to click on here, but it's really, once you get used to it, it's very simple. So these models here, my brother made these models for me, and he also added to where I can pose them all. I think I've showed this before in another video, but basically I can just like, do whatever I want. This is how I made a lot of those Who's Your Daddy thumbnails where like the arm was stretching. I have a Who's Your Daddy model and stuff like that. But you know, I can change like the facial expressions and stuff, so I can be really angry if I want to, stuff like that, or just like one of those. And my brother did a really good job with this model. Like, you can literally just do anything. And then once they're posed in Blender, I just render out the shot, put it into Photoshop, and then just add some final touches like some exposure, gamma, whatever, vibrance, or whatever you want to do. All right, we all caught up on that. We all understand what's going on. Use OBS to record, Photoshop for thumbnails, DaVinci Resolve to edit your videos, and you don't need much more than that. All right, I'm gonna switch over to my phone audio. The quality might drop a little bit, but that'll let me walk around my room and show you guys what's going on in here. Okay. So here's a full shot of my computer setup. I use a triple monitor setup. One's in the landscape, or is that portrait? You know what I'm saying. And then I have that one there, a camera here. That's for my second channel when I use my camera. And then another monitor over here. Yes, my desktop is boring. Leave me alone. And while I'm holding this shot right here, I would like to say, don't ever go this big with monitors. This was a mistake. I regret going this big. Smaller would have been better here. For my microphone, I use a BeacN mic. See, that's how you spell it right there. Literally just a USB-C microphone. Very easy to use, very easy to set up. For my keyboard, I use the Wooting 80HE. It's a Hall effect keyboard, and honestly, it's one of the best keyboards I've ever used so far. And then I use two Stream Decks. So this knob here, this one here controls the game audio. This one lets me turn my lights on and off if I wanted to. That's my record button, so if I hit that, the video ends. And then over here, this controls all the lights in my room. So if I do click one button, they turn purple, or whatever color I press. I'm not sure what I'm pressing. I can't see the thing right now. For my mouse, I just use the Razer Viper, or Venom? Razer Viper V3. I think it's the Viper. And then this is the newest edition. I normally use IEMS. I normally use the Moondrop Lesson 3s, but I've been getting a lot of headaches lately. So I decided to get a pair of the Razer Barracuda X Chromas, because they're pretty cheap. I think they're like $100, and they're wireless, and they have a 70-hour battery life. Plus they're very small, so it makes my head look more manly. So before I show you guys my computer, this is my old computer. This is the one that has the 4090 RTX in it, like 128 gigabytes of RAM or something like that. This bad boy weighs literally over 100 pounds. I custom built this like 5 years ago, and it worked wonderfully until literally every single piece in that computer started to somehow go bad at once. It was very expensive, and I will argue that there's no need to ever go this big. And then when you do have a problem with it, getting a replacement for it, especially since this is a Threadripper, yeah, don't do this. Don't do this. What I'm using currently right now is just one that I got from Best Buy. Yeah, this is literally one I just went to Best Buy and bought. Okay, it has a 5090 Ti in it. It was a little expensive, but I mean, I use it every day, so I wanted to get one that would be future-proof. A lot of y'all ask me what these lights in the wall are. I just basically cut a giant line, like this thick. Here's a section that I took apart last week, and I'm gonna fix this later on, but it basically looks like that, right? So it's just a hole in the wall, some kind of plastic material back here, and then the strip on the wall. And then we come back over here, and you go to Home Depot, and you pick yourself up one of these big white railing things, because they are only like $2. Then you put your acrylic on the outside, maybe sand it down a little bit if you're feeling a little bit bold. That way you get more of that diffused light. And I bought myself this giant case over here to house all my knickknacks and toys. You can see my killer haunted dolls down here. That's Pee Wee Herman and Popeye. They're both almost 40 years old. They're definitely cursed. Got my Spy Cakes cup from like 10 years ago right there. Can't forget the beautiful OB and Komodo buildables. No longer available, I'm sorry. I just needed to get a case because if I had them on my desk over there like I used to, it looked very cluttered and my cats like to chew on them. And then of course this very overpriced Herman Miller chair. Okay, it's good. Don't get me wrong, it's a good chair. It's great. My back feels amazing. But do we really need to spend this much money on a chair? I don't think so, buddy. I have basically been using this exact same setup for the past, almost since I moved into this house. And just recently, I've decided I might get myself a new desk. I'm not sure yet, but I kind of want to get a stand-in desk. I think it'd be cool for my second channel. I like to move around a lot, okay? I'm a very moving guy. I'm always on the move. I had a comment the other day that said, Obi, why do you use fake candles in your background? Just get real ones. Like, what do you mean, dude? The fire is hot. It's hot in there. That's a real candle. I even hide the lighter in the background so it doesn't show up in my Dark Obi videos, because I know someone in the comments gonna go, Obi has a lighter, he smokes cigarettes. I don't smoke cigarettes, guys. Yes, I do have a very massive TV up there. I very rarely use it anymore. It's there because if I have a sick animal, I like to separate him from my other animals. I got 5 cats, okay? If one of them gets like really sick, like when Dr. Mundo had kidney disease and he was kind of on his way out, I put him in here and me and him would sleep. This rolls down into like a bed, but we would both sleep on the futon together and I would watch TV up there. So yeah, this futon very rarely gets used, but if I have an animal that's very sick or like close to, you know, passing away, we sleep here together. And then you're probably noticing those 2 massive lights up here. These are the newer lights. They're called newer. See, it says newer right there. I don't normally use them anymore. I just go for this very tiny light right here. Forget the exact name of it, but it's just a Logitech light. Logi light or something like that. All right, so I think that's all my tech up here. I mean, I got a PS5 controller. I mean, do I need to tell you what this is? You know what this is. If you are trying to become a YouTuber, and I know a lot of y'all are, y'all tell me every single day, you don't need to come even close to this extreme. You don't need all of this. I would say get yourself a decent microphone. The BeacN is a great one, but it is a little bit expensive. If you can't afford a BeacN mic, the Elgato Wave 3, it's really, really good. And it has a lot of like filters and stuff you can apply to it to help cancel out background noise. If I didn't have this, I would use this. Even though I have this, I kind of miss using this. And for your headphones, you don't need to go out and spend $100. You just need something, right? Something so you can at least hear the game. Don't use your speakers. It'll bleed into the microphone. It's gonna have this echoey sound and it's gonna be awful. The 2 things you really need to worry about, or really just one thing, is your microphone. If you're using a face cam, oh, my camera. It's a Sony A6100, and I'm using a Sigma lens with that. I'll try to link everything down in the description. Hopefully I can find links to everything. But even that, like, that's way overkill. I use this one because I have it now, and I was like, this was back when I was playing with Brandon a lot. He was big into cameras, and I think he helped me pick this one out. The only reason I went this big with the camera is because at the time, webcams were kind of doo-doo, but they've come a long way now. I mean, you can get the Razer Kaio Pro something, and I mean, you're gonna get pretty good quality with it. And the new Elgato camera that came out, I haven't tested it, but from what I saw, it looks really good. But if you're just looking to do what me, Komodo, and Spycakes do, where we're just faceless, all you need is just get yourself like one of these. I think these are like a little over $100. I think this one's like over 300. Get yourself a little microphone, get yourself a little cheap headset pair. Just go at it, dude. I'm trying to think, is there anything else? Maybe I missed something in this video. I'm not entirely sure. I think I covered everything I use. If there's anything you guys are curious about, hit me up in the comments on this video. Please don't go to a random video from 5 years ago and ask the question there. I know some of y'all are gonna do that. Try to keep it on this video, please. And again, don't forget, ask me anything you're curious about. Ask me questions or something like that, because next week I want to do a Q&A, and y'all, I'll answer almost anything, okay? Almost anything. But that's it. Let me know what you think about the setup. If there's anything that you would change, let me know what you would change. I'm very curious to hear y'all's thoughts and opinions on it. And I'm going to stop yapping. So thank y'all so much for watching to the end. Hope y'all enjoyed this. I'll try to do more vlogs in the future. Okay, I just need to come up with some ideas, of course. I love you guys. Thank y'all so much for hanging out with me today. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.